안녕하세요. Riding on the Korean wave. Welcome to Friday's edition of The Culture Wave. I'm Kwon So-ah in Seoul. Explore with us Korea's culture from all aspects, with a special focus today on K-entertainment, K-dance, K-musicals, K-plays, K-everything. And all of that together with my co-host Bella Kim. Hello, Bella.
Hi, Soa. Happy Friday, Soa.
Happy Friday.
And happy Friday to everyone joining us today on The Culture Wave. I'm Bella, here to co-host and fill you guys in with some exciting K-entertainment news.
And we're also joined by our Arirang's News Features reporter, Pyun Ye-young. Welcome, Ye-young. Happy Friday.
Hello, Soa. Hello, Bella. Happy Friday. And also happy Friday to you, our wonderful viewers. I'm Pyun Ye-young, a News Features reporter here at Arirang News.
Ye-young, you brought us a special look at a year-end production that brings Korea's dance heritage back to life.
Yes, Soa. So the National Dance Company of Korea is presenting Living Legacy, which is a rare gathering of 4 legendary choreographers who have helped shape Korean modern dance. And what makes it even more special is how these pieces are being reimagined by a new, younger generation of performers.
Wow, so it's not just a revival, but more like passing on the torch.
Exactly. So I was given a special rehearsal room preview of key scenes from 4 pieces by those masters. And let me just say, you can definitely feel that connection between past and present. So let's take a closer look together.
At the National Theater of Korea, the soft echo of footsteps are like a quiet pulse carrying decades of Korean dance history. Inside the rehearsal studio, dancers chase shapes first imagined long before some were born. Yet the movements feel new, as if past and present are breathing in sync. This is Living Legacy, a rare convergence of 4 master choreographers whose works help define modern Korean dance. Their works return to the stage with fresh color and fresh voices. The program brings together choreography by Cho Heung-dong, Bae Jung-hae, Kim Hyun-ja, and Guk Soo-ho. Each a former director of the National Dance Company, they have a distinct artistic language that helped define a generation. Across 2 weeks in December, the company will present 4 works in a double bill format. Bae Jung-hae's Soul Sunflower, Guk Soo-ho's Tibetan Sky, Kim Hyun-ja's Watching the Plum Blossom, and a new premiere by Cho Heung-dong titled The Gallant. Ahead of opening night, the troupe offered a preview inside their rehearsal space, unveiling key scenes and speaking about the artistic process. The choreographers say this project is an immense privilege that allows them to carry the emotional weight and cultural depth of their artistry into a new era.
Inviting us seniors back like this must have taken tremendous courage, and we're deeply grateful to the artistic director for embracing that vision.
I'm now over 80, and I'm someone who has spent my entire life dancing. And yet, there is still so much I don't know. I still have more to explore, more to study, and more to pass on to the next generation.
For the dancers stepping into these iconic roles, the experience is both humbling and electrifying.
It's an honor to stand here as a dancer and work alongside the 4 teachers who carved out their dance journeys and wrote the history of the National Dance Company. From Kim Hyun-ja, I've learned not only movement, but her love for dance itself, her philosophy, and her artistic world. That has been an extraordinary gift.
Living Legacy runs from December 17th to 18th and 20th to 21st at the National Theater of Korea, offering audiences a chance to witness the lineage of Korean dance carry forward through a new generation.
Ye-young, what I felt really stands out in this production is how it brings so many different generations together.
Right. And there's also something very meaningful happening with the cast. So 2 of the National Dance Company's youngest members, Lee Tae-woong, born in 1992, and Lee Seung-yeon, born in 2002, are taking on the lead roles this time in Tibetan Sky. So for audiences, it's a good chance to witness how the philosophy and worldview of the original 1998 premiere are naturally passed down through the physicality of a new generation.
So it's like the movement language evolves, but the spirit stays intact.
That's right. The original structure and philosophy are very well preserved, but these younger dancers obviously bring a new kind of younger energy. So it kind of gives like a fresh sense of rhythm and emotion. And also it gives the work an entirely new life while keeping its heritage at the core.
And I imagine, though, that it could be a little bit of pressure for these young performers to step into the roles of a legacy.
Absolutely. But honestly, I think for them, the opportunity to learn from those who have paved the way for these younger generations definitely outweigh any type of pressure. So let's listen to what the youngest dancer in the National Dance Company of Korea, Lee Seung-yeon, had to say.
To me, Breath of Masters is a bridge, connecting the history created by our 4 teachers with the present of the National Dance Company. We're preparing with all our hearts, and we hope audiences will enjoy it. We look forward to meeting you on stage.
Wow, what a beautiful reflection.
Indeed. And I mean, Yeong never disappoints us when showing us the beauty of art, the beauty of design, and the beauty of dance, and the beauty of culture as a whole. And so thank you very much, Yeong.
Thank you, Yeong.
And as always, thank you so much for having me.
Time for some K-entertainment news with Bella Kim. Bella, there has been a major fire at an apartment complex in Hong Kong, and following that tragedy, it looks like Mama Awards have made some changes.
Yes, so the 2025 Mama Awards red carpet event scheduled to take place from today, Friday, in Hong Kong will not take place. According to the Mama Awards organizers, it canceled the red carpet event and added a moment of silence to honor the victims of the Hong Kong fire tragedy. The awards ceremony and live broadcast will proceed as planned, but with a more quiet atmosphere. The awards are taking place on Friday and Saturday at Kai Tak Sports Park in Hong Kong, featuring a total of 27 artists and groups, including Stray Kids, G-Dragon, IVE, aespa, and Rise.
Our hearts are with the victims and the families.
Right.
And next, Bella, we'll talk about an impressive milestone reached by a K-pop star.
That's right. The BTS member Jungkook has surpassed a cumulative 10 billion streams on Spotify with his solo releases, becoming the first Korean solo artist ever to reach the milestone. According to Spotify, Jungkook's solo tracks collectively exceeded 10 billion streams, driven by the strength of his first solo album, Golden, and a string of record-breaking singles after that. Golden alone has racked up more than 6.4 billion streams, demonstrating Jungkook's massive global reach, and every track on the album has also surpassed 100 million streams, underscoring its broad appeal. And currently, Jungkook holds a record for the most billion stream tracks by a K-pop solo artist, as he has 4 songs exceeding the 1 billion mark.
Wow. And let's stay on the topic of K-pop.
Yes.
But we're going to talk about my favorite rookie group.
That's right. A rookie sensation, All Day Project, will release its first EP, All Day Project, next month. The EP will feature 6 tracks in total, including the pre-release single, One More Time, and the title track, Look at Me. In a recently released video, the group hinted that the upcoming album will showcase a different side of members, with Tarzan describing it as a diary-like album. The 5-member group rose to prominence when its debut single, Famous, topped the major domestic music charts upon its release. The group has continued to build this momentum with their latest track, One More Time, released last week, climbing as high as number 2 on the domestic music chart. All Day Project is set to be released on December 8th.
I can listen to All Day Project
all day.
And let's wrap up with a film, Bella.
That's right. The film Hanlan, set against the backdrop of the Jeju Airport 3rd incident, is out in theaters now. The film follows Ah-jin, who struggles to protect her daughter, 6-year-old daughter, while hiding from police and soldiers in the forest of Hallasan Mountain in the late 1940s. The movie drew particular attention to actress Kim Hyang-gi, who is only 25 years old, acting as a mother raising her daughter in the film. Kim stated in an interview that she chose this project because she loved the script, not only that tells the mother-daughter story, but also vividly portrays the lives of diverse people. Hanlan is now out in theaters, so make sure to check it out.
All right, we'll do so. And thank you, Bella, for those updates.
Yes, I'll stick around.
And now let's go over to our AI anchor, Arang, for more on the culture front. Arang?
Hello and welcome to your AI guide to the latest cultural updates from Korea. Here's our top story. Gwangalli Beach and Haeundae Beach in Korea's southern port city of Busan were ranked first and second respectively on the list of top 500 Korean tourist attractions. The announcement was made by Busan Tourism Organization, citing the latest data from Yanorja Research. The ranking evaluates social media activity on platforms such as Instagram, YouTube, and blogs, factoring in both the number of mentions and the level of satisfaction, each weighted equally at 50%. The organization said the recognition underscores Busan's appeal as a city, offering not only stunning coastal attractions but also rich cultural experiences and urban entertainment. It pledged to continue expanding diverse tourism offerings, aiming to cement Busan's status as a global tourism hub. The government plans to release basic guidelines for the fair use of copyrighted works in training generative AI by the end of this year. The Culture Ministry and the Korea Copyright Commission announced the decision during their third round of meetings on improving AI and copyright systems. The briefing is scheduled for next week to collect public opinion, with the guidelines expected to be finalized and released sometime next month. The National Museum of Korea opened a new exhibition on Admiral Lee Sun-shin today, honoring the Joseon-era naval hero who defended Korea against Japanese invasions. Commemorating the 480th anniversary of Lee's birth, the exhibition spotlights the human side of the revered military commander, revealing how he continued to write daily even amid the chaos of war and often spent sleepless nights in deep contemplation. A wide range of artifacts are being showcased that reveal the admiral's life beyond the battlefield, including his original handwritten Nanjung diary, a national treasure. It runs through March next year, with free admission until next Thursday. That's all from me. Stay tuned to the Culture Wave.
Have you ever heard of genre painting? It's an art form from late Joseon that captured everyday life. It portrayed daily scenes, customs, and emotions with warmth and realism, reflecting the spirit of ordinary people. Kim Hong-do, a central figure in Joseon genre painting, vividly brought the daily lives and labors of common people to life. His paintings capture the humanity and warmth of community in simple moments. Shin Yun-bo, a renowned contemporary of Kim, captured the elegance of women and the nuances of human emotion with remarkable delicacy and sophistication. His works hold a gentle warmth within their splendor. From farmers and merchants to shamans in the midst of a ritual, the lives of common folk come alive in simple yet vivid detail. Joseon's genre paintings are not grand but warm, not complex yet full of life. Within them dwell laughter, humor, and humanity. Genre painting was more than art. It was a record of life, a mirror of society, and a celebration of everyday existence.
As the year draws to a close, a variety of new performances are hitting the stage, giving audiences numerous choices to enjoy. Today, we'll discuss noteworthy works to watch out for before the end of the year with Professor Ji Hye-won at Kyunghee University. Welcome back, Professor Ji.
Hello, Professor.
Hello, good afternoon.
So it looks like December is the busiest time of the year in the performing arts scene, and this year anticipation is especially high because of a wave of new premieres hitting the stage. So what's the significance of this timing?
Right, that's right. The time of the year is the most peak season in performing arts. So the end of the year with Christmas and New Year's Eve is a busy time for everyone, but it's also a time when people want to see and the performing arts and they make good memories with their family and friends. So this December, I am especially excited to see some new theatrical works being presented for Korean theater goers for the first time. So compared to many famous shows that have already been successful in Korea, releasing a relatively unknown new work is both a matter of great anticipation and a huge burden as well. So in that sense, I especially support a new work that are premiering in Korea and being shown to the public for the first time.
So let's go into the details of those works. First off, the original musical Man in Hanbok. This is drawing huge attention because of its large scale and star-studded cast. So tell us more about what kind of work this is.
Yeah, the new musical, A Man in Korean Costume or 한복, 한복 입은 남자, is based on the novel of the same name, which was written by Lee Sang-hoon and published in 2014. So this is a historical fantasy that tells the story of Jang Yong-sil, the famous scientist of Joseon dynasty, who suddenly disappeared from Joseon and then crossed the sea to settle in Italy, where he meets the young Leonardo da Vinci and influences his talent to him. So this musical is as the EMK Musical Company's 10th original musical. A Man in Hanbok is going to effectively portray the contrasting aesthetics of East and West. So the first act is set in Joseon, while the second act is set in Europe. So showcasing both Joseon aesthetics and the Renaissance European sensibilities. So the famous musical actors Park Eun-tae, Jeon Dong-seok, and Go Eun-sung will play double roles as Jang Yong-sil and Kang Bae, the scholar who pursues the truth, and Kai Shin Sung-rok and Lee Kyu-young will play also the double roles of Sejong-daewang and documentary director Jin Seok in the show. So the new musical, A Man in Hanbok, will be performed at Chungmu Art Center from December 2nd to March 8th.
Sounds very interesting.
I know, especially with the collaboration of Joseon and the Europe Renaissance period. Very excited. And the story of this real-life figure like Jang Yong-sil in the play or in those performances, along with imaginative storytelling, is quite captivating, and it's definitely gaining attention overseas as well. So what kind of appeal and potential do you see in these styles of original musicals?
Yeah, that's right. I think A Man in Hanbok will be interesting enough to the international audiences as well, as it depicts the overlapping histories of Korea and Italy and the intersection of two characters we are already familiar with. So actually, the entire story was inspired by a real-life painting by Rubens called A Man in Korean Costume. So the author's imagination, which penetrates the contemporary historical figures, will stimulate the curiosity both domestic and international audiences, I think. Moreover, with the works like K-pop Demon Hunters increasing global interest of Hanbok and Korean traditional culture itself, I believe A Man in Hanbok is also likely to get significant global attention as well.
I tried to kind of resemble A Man in Hanbok today here.
Woman in Hanbok.
But Professor Ji, let's move over to the next production, the adaptation of the novel Life of Pi on stage, which received Tony and Olivier Awards, received a lot of attention overseas. And now the Korean premiere is coming out also on December 2nd. So please tell us more about this work and what aspects have already drew attention abroad before.
Right, the stage version of Life of Pi is also based on a novel adapted from the Man Booker Prize winning novel and then adapted it into a film of the same name. So the stage version was swept major awards since its premiere in 2019, including 3 Tony Awards and 5 Olivier Awards such as Best Play, Best Direction, and Best Acting. So Life of Pi depicts the 227 days of Pi, a young boy left on a lifeboat in the middle of Pacific Ocean, and Richard Parker, a Bengal tiger. So the stage version captivates audiences with its amazing stage design, reproducing the nature wonders depicted in the original novel and the visual spectacles seen on the screen. So especially puppetry in particular is astonishing, imbuing animal characters with a lifelike presence on stage. The puppeteers' performances and lifelike the movement of the puppets provide an incredible moments that can be experienced only at the theater. So the Korean production of Life of Pi will be held at the GSR Center from December 2nd, the next week.
And this Korean premiere of Life of Pi on stage is definitely getting a great attention here in Korea as well. Not only for the design, like the stage design or the direction, but also for actors as well, as I did actually report yesterday in K Entertainment segment. So what can we expect?
Right, the Life of Pi stars Park Jung-min, right, one of the famous actors at this moment, especially. So he is returning to the stage 8 years after his performance in Shakespeare in Love in 2017. So while he is already recognized for his solid performances in many films and series, Park Jung-min's special stage of Good Goodbye with Hwasa at the last week's Blue Dragon Film Awards garnered even more attention. And famous theatrical actor Park Kang-hyun is also stars as Pi in the theater. So I can say that it must not have been easy at all for the actors to portray the character of Pi, who is left alone in the vast ocean and desperately struggles for survival with the Bengal tiger Richard Parker. So I'm sure that it is work that inevitably requires the actors to put a lot of emotional and physical effort. So as these two actors have already proven their character creation and excellent acting skills through many films and stages and medias, so I'm so looking forward to seeing these two actors play the same role on stage.
Well, I was very impressed by the novel as well as the film, so I can't wait to watch this on stage as well. And I'm also glad that you really mentioned Park Kang-hyun as well, not only Park Jung-min, because the attention is a lot on Park Jung-min right now, but Park Kang-hyun really is one of the famous musical actors right now. So yes, I might be watching both versions.
Me too.
Now, Professor Ji, the interest in Korean performances is also steadily growing overseas. So are there any works that are currently being released?
Recently, there has been an the increasing number of Korean musicals entering to the overseas market. One of them is musical Hongyeon, which was presented at the Shanghai Grand Theater from October 23rd to the November 9th. This is an original musical that combines the traditional Korean tales 장화 홍련 and 바리대기, and the Chinese version was produced as the replica productions through the collaboration between Chinese actors and the Korean original creative staff. Additionally, the Korean Arts Management Services K-Musical Roadshow was held in 2 cities this year, Tokyo and New York. And while several Korean original musicals are introduced there, including 오지게 재밌는 가시나들 and Let Me Fly. So since Maybe Happy Ending, which premiered in Korea and then transferred to Broadway, winning 6 Tony Awards, interest in Korean musicals has grown significantly in overseas market as well, and opportunities to reach out to broader audiences are expanding as well.
And finally, Professor, other than the performances that you've introduced today, are there any other performances that's worth checking out this winter?
Of course. With the end of the season upon us, many performing arts productions are attracting many audiences. So Seoul Metropolitan Musical Theater, 서울시 뮤지컬단, will present the original musical A Christmas Carol based on the Charles Dickens novel of the same name at Sejong Center for the Performing Arts from December 5th to 28th. And also the Korean National Ballet and Universal Ballet Company will both present iconic Christmas season production Nutcracker. Additionally, musicals that have already been loved by many audiences such as Kinky Boots, Moulin Rouge, Beetlejuice, Death Note, and Rent return to the theater once again and attract the audiences this year. So, and even more, actually. So many other performances are awaiting audiences at the theater this winter. So I hope that you will make wonderful and precious memories at the theater in this December.
And I know who's going to watch the Nutcracker.
Oh, I was just going to say,
Bella
yes.
is watching that one almost every
year with my sister. That's kind of like our sister tradition. So yes, I'm definitely going this year as well.
That's why we need new productions, but also those ones.
Classic
ones.
Yes.
All right. Thank you very much, Professor Ji, for your insights today. And have a great last weekend of November. And see you next month.
See you next month.
Thank you.
Thank you.
And thank you, Bella, as always. We're going to see you back next week, and that's also next month.
Yes, I'll see you back next week.
Thank you for spending the past half an hour with us on the Culture Wave. Hope you have a culture-filled weekend, and we'll be back next week, Monday to Friday, 2 p.m. Korea time.